We are just going to do a collective reading. I'm just going to pull from the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, and we are just going to go for it. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you're doing good, as it is always good here in the kingdom of God. I'm going to take a sip of my balance real fast, and then we're going to get started. And you know, I got to be honest, because I already have Twin Flame coming to mind here. Twin Flame coming to mind here. Secret card, he says, is going to be right there. All right, Lord. What's going on with today's energy, Father? This one. Oh, these two. Yeah, Judgment and that Seven of Swords. Well, Gemini energy coming in really big there. Gemini energy has had Seven of Swords for I don't know how long now. This SOS. And here's this judgment that this new person is bringing upon you. I feel as if, because of that Seven of Swords there, that Seven of Wands is right on the inside, because you already had the victory, you already had to be defensive about things, and that's why this judgment is coming in. And now here comes this new situation, because the Seven of Swords on the other side of this inside is also going to be that Seven of Threes, the Seven of Cups, and these spiritual consequences you know that you will gain if you do not stay true to yourself, if you operate out of your flesh versus your spirit. And if you are flesh-minded, then you are not living for God. You are not living for your higher self. You are not living for your benefit. If you are going to be spirit-based, then you are staying true to your true self instead of your self-harm behaviors. And you know duality and you understand it. And this is why this judgment is really fueling it here. The Seven of Swords also is, I need to be able to think clearly in which direction am I going to go, how to get on the same page with my inner self, my mental capacity here. Seven comes from our chariot, the house of communication, our own body of Christ. And so there's definitely some kind of temptation being led around you here, as the Seven is going to ascend to the Eight, but the Eight belongs to the Seven. And the Eight is the inner and outer strength to meet together to fuel that chariot. However, in Psalm 119, that strength is going to go back to the Tet, and it is the snake eyes, the serpent. The devil's around when the snake's around, right? That Seven in Psalm 119, as well as the Het. It is the fence, how this energy is being held and being gathered and protected. And the snake can only go so far up that fence until it has to turn around and go back down, because it cannot be accepted on the other side of the fence. It is not able to go on the other side of the fence because its own body will not allow it. Kundalini energy is also very present now that we thought about that, yeah? And the potential there to clear the rest of this judgment out, to consider what's going to happen if you don't follow this growth. And if you follow this growth, it's like putting your hand on the plow to be able to put it in reverse. And if you're looking in the review mirror, honey, you are not fit for the kingdom of heaven. So there's this really big temptation. It's also as if this energy is coming back to you over and over through waves. It's like something that you can let go and then it comes back, let go and come back, let go and come back. And it's very difficult because, I mean, I look at it here. You have Seven of Swords here. You know, and there's the two up here that really you just need to focus on, but you're gathering too many more mental thoughts than you really need to, which is where that Five of Swords comes in, that Jezebel mental demonic energy there. Whether it's little or a lot, she's still present when it comes to that type of overthinking, that over obsession, because it continues to leave and come back, continues to leave and come back. And this is where this duality comes in, and strengthening our own gates, our gates of perfect peace. That too looks like a gate there, but it also looks like a fence, the way that the energy is being carried, right? Beautiful, Lord. I love that so much. What else is here? With our 20 here, our 7. Whoa, look at that. 10 of Cups. I love it. Secret card there. Move our beautiful crystal up there. That 10 of Cups. Now, I love this so much because we have 7 and 10 there. So there's a 3 in between there. But then this is also 2 and 3 because of the swords and the cups. So we're seeing 2 and 3 up here, and then we're seeing 3 and 3 over here. So I'm seeing this absolute need to put yourself in the positive paradigm thoughts of how I love myself. And if I stay true to myself, this is what I will gain. I will gain everything that I've ever wanted. But the temptation is there to constantly think about the old person. The judgment is coming because it continues to visit, because there's still some clearing that needs to happen. This person that you desired so much, they continue to come back to your mind. It's definitely twin flame, ain't it? Yeah, this is the chaser. This energy here, this chaser here, and then the thoughts about the judgment and whether to be right or wrong, the possible temptation of them coming back to communicate. We did talk about the Chariot, the house of communication, and you know, why didn't it work out? Could it work out? There, you know, if it's twin flame, 7 and 10 is going to be here. This is the wheel and the Chariot. So wouldn't this be telepathic thoughts and emotions and feelings from both bodies going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? They're both facing the judgment mentally and emotionally, because we saw the 2 and the 3. Luke 12:49 also states, I don't bring you peace, I bring you division. And this is wise, because there's going to be 5 and 1 in one family. Okay, 5 and 1 in one family. So we're going to have 5 and 1 in one family, right? Well, we're also going to have 1 and 5 because of the opposite, right? So this 1 and 5 and this 1 and 5, this is going to be divine femme, the moon, and this is going to be divine masculine. Your 5 loaves and your 2 fish. Okay. So your 5 loaves and your 2 fish still have to meet up to a 10, a wheel, for these wheels to go as within and so without. So they're also going to ascend and descend as above and so below, because the front and the back and the constant moving of that energy. So there's constant thoughts and constant feelings and even regrets, because remember we talked about this mindset and getting on the same page with yourself, honey. But it is very difficult when you cannot get on the same page with yourself. When it's this one thought that you just can't see the perspective on, because it's not your perspective to see. It is your person's. It is the runner's. And as this runner continues to stay away, every single work that we do on ourselves as twin flames, because, you know, God is our first twin flame. We are our own twin flame first before we are their twin flame. And we constantly have this paradigm within this human condition, and this opposite, the most depolarizing is we think that they are our twin flame first, that we are their twin flame first, when we have it backwards. We have to change our viewpoint. We have to be spirit-minded instead of flesh-minded on outside world, on the death already, because as we are born into the spiritual realm through women's portals, we are then born into the flesh. We are born into sin already. And we have to put ourselves right side up on the inside of our flesh scientific test tubes here that our soul has been trafficked in. We are not in our truest form here on earth. We are produced in the devil's image, that Tropic of Capricorn, until we can go in and rise and ascend into the Tropic of Cancer. Now, the snake cannot go to the Tropic of Cancer. It can only stay in the Tropic of Capricorn. So there's just another visual for you, that snake can only go up so far before it has to come back down. But either way, it is still yours. And either way, it is still making that energy move. This energy is constantly flowing between back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, inside of you and inside of them. And this is why it continues to go back and forth, is because it's not yours for right now, in the present moment. And then all of a sudden it's being inverted back to you because it belongs to you again, but it's really them releasing it. So once this bottle can be overflowed, once this thoughts can really be transmuted, wouldn't it have to settle and constantly be in the same channeling energy and producing more? But it just hasn't gotten there yet because of that 7 of Swords. And then the masculine. I mean, look at it. It's just right here. The desire to communicate and talk. This person, this runner, I also feel wants to come in. They want to come in and talk because they want to get on the same page, but they're afraid of what you're going to say. And they're afraid that because that 7 of Swords is also going to bring in that 7 of Cups, right? They're afraid of the consequences that they have to hear from your mouth, the way to communicate. But then that 7 of Swords is what's next, that 7 of Pentacles. And they're afraid to even realize if their consequences are too late, if it's too late to invest. Because if that 10 of Cups is here, then that 10 of Pentacles is right on the backside. It ended already, but is there a new beginning? I really feel as if it's mutual and it's just being able to grow together still. Lord, let's do that Judgment card. Well, look at that. 6 of Swords. Shut up, Lord. I love it. Well, look at this. This Judgment. Let's move that a little bit. This Judgment is going to go 7 of Swords, 6 of Swords, Judgment, Judgment, 6 of Swords, Judgment, 7 of Swords, Judgment, you know, 6 of Swords, all of this. And it's continue communicating to itself, because this is this inner point of our mental mindset here. The two wheels moving together, where those bindings are going to be either going against the grain to be stalled, or it's going to fit right in the pieces together like a gear and continue moving no matter what, even though they are on opposite spectrums. This 6 of Swords, honey, it's just this overthinking. I just need to walk away from this. There's an Ace of Swords in there that I need to take from myself, and it's just what I'm going to stand with. It's my spiritual backbone. It's my truth. I'm willing to forgive myself and let it all go. And if I have an Ace of Swords and I've got 2 of Swords coming, the balance to be able to think clearly once I just no longer think about it any further. Now, I love this because we have this 10 and the 7, and now we have the 6. So 6 here is going to bring us back to that Lover's card, the ultimate decision to be what divided from, because it's going to stay true to my inner self, and I'm going to love myself more. The power of love is going to come in and fuel me more than the power of fear. Now, all we're missing is that 8 and the 9. We talked about that strength, and now here's the 9, and it's that internal energy. It is Yeshua's energy, the hermit, the ultimate judge and lawyer, because all of these consequences and justice that's coming next after that 10 has to be taken up in legal assembly for this wheel to continue moving. So I feel as if it is finally being met on the opposite inside spectrum here, which is the inner side to your inner intuition. 11:11, when I looked at the clock there, shut up, Lord. It's the inside of your intuition that you cannot see because it belongs to your masculine runner, or the runner in general. It is the runner's turn to see that part of that intuition, and it is because it is the twin flames intuition, the soul that has been split. We will never see the inside of it, but just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And this is why it continues to come back to you, because the other half, they have. Remember that 5 and 1 scripture that we talked about, Luke 12:49? There's 5 and 1 in one family for that maternal motherly side, right? And then the other 5 and 1 is going to be that paternal masculine. Well, then it goes on to where it says it's father against son and son against father. It's mother against daughter and daughter against mother. And then for it to transmute and to be part of 2, it's mother-in-law to daughter-in-law and daughter-in-law back to the mother-in-law. So this masculine, this runner's position is really beginning to know his intuition. And this is why this, oh God, I have to face all of this judgment right now. And I'm not sure how to communicate with the other half of me, but I want to, because this is what is mutually desired. Lord, let's do that 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords here. Oh, Queen of Wands, shut up. Yeah, he knows it. Oh, honey, he desires you. Oh yeah, he knows it. That chaser, he knows it. He's really seeing now with the 7 of Swords, Queen of Wands, 6 of Swords, this other inside paradigm that we couldn't see before when we were just stuck in our own judgment, right? Wow, she was the most beautiful thing. Or honey, you were the most beautiful thing if you are the Queen of Wands in the situation. They desire you so much. You were the only one to love them the way that they did. Look at this beautiful princess too, and this person's dragon. I mean, dragon is also another sign of the devil, the serpent. It could be another transformation of that as the red dragon, you know, Book of Revelations. This person's realized that their ego is what ended this. This is why she had to walk away, because that 3 belongs to that 6 before that 7 does. So as this, he's realizing now the opposite side here of this judgment and why his Queen of Wands left. He is understanding it, twin flame. Big time. He's beginning to, because he's finally seeing the inside of this paradigm that we can't see. Let's see this. Let's go further in. Father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother. And now we're going to bring in the in-laws. I see what you're doing, Father. Beautiful. I'm going to grab a drink in my balance as I'm starting to get all giddy and jittery. Like, and the Queen of Wands feels this. The Queen of Wands is like, I don't want this anymore, but it's starting to come back, and it's like hopeful, and they're actually willing to delve deeper in. This Queen of Wands isn't afraid to go onto the other side of this here and to communicate, and there's telepathic thoughts here, and so she's starting to receive them because of the mutual desire. Wow, Father. All right, let's do that 10 of Cups, Lord. Let's do that 10 of Cups. The Hanged Man. This King King of Wands is just losing his shit, man. He is just refusing to surrender, but it's getting to the point where God's taken over. And look at this, 6 right here with the moon is going to be this too, with the surrendering there, hanging upside down. Yeah, he's refusing to feel. He's starting to think, though. This is why this mentality is here, because he's so intimidated by his own mental thoughts. But God's saying, look, he's drowning in his emotions, and he has yet to realize, look, it's all of me. She already hung underneath. She already drowned herself in her emotions. She already found balance on land because of what else she has gained over here. This 12 here, honey, this in Psalm 119 goes back to the mem. It is the meme. It is the damn water. And it is the surrender or the suffering to surrender to our emotional state, to cleanse that flood, for that death to come anew. And the death we have to take into consideration when we realize that that 10 of Cups went to that 10 of Pentacles, right? Okay, I have to let my emotions end so something new can begin. So this runner, this King of Wands, because he's on the inside, just because we can't see him doesn't mean he's not there. It's his energy that he's suffering in right now, but he's totally looking at it from a different side mentally, which is bringing up these emotions that he's, remember, we talked about. It's been her. It's always been her. She's the only one who's loved me. She's the only one who did everything for me unconditionally. She's respectable and honorable, and she's the one that I want to have in my life. And I have to do all of this suffering and hanging upside down, you know, because the snake can't move any further up yet until the healing can come onto the other side, that inner strength here. This King of Wands is losing his shit, man. Let's see bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh, 5 of Cups there in the negative. Yep. Absolutely. That 5 of Cups there in the negative is going to be the flesh, because 5 of 3 is 15. And so he's drowning upside down in his emotions here. Let's see. I don't want to see that next bottom of the card. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. This masculine is drowning in his flesh and his emotions. That's what's next. It's within the next, I would say 3 to 6 days. He's going to be going through the nights and going through the dreams, and he's going to have a dream about this, and if he has not already. But there's dreaming here of suffering in his own emotions, and he's actually going to be seeing water. He's going to be seeing like a ship drowning and realizing that she had to get off. She had to get off because she couldn't drown with him anymore. He's been drowning in his own suffering this whole time, and if he wants this, he knows what he has to do now, but he's just now accepting his broken heart. And now he completely understands too, on the opposite side of this mental paradigm here, that her heart was broken because of him. And now he's facing that. That is what has now broken his heart fully, to break it apart. We talked about that 5 and 1. Well, there's 5 and 3 here. So God is presently in his 5 of 3s, in his water, to cleanse out this flood and to birth his heart anew. And once his birthing of a heart anew can happen, look at what happens when that 5 and 2 can slip right back up, because 5 of those, or 2 of these is one of these, is it not? There's another 5 of Cups there. The positive side to letting go of that heartbreak and to build a new heart will bring him this. What else is here? 7 of Pentacles. Shut up. I love it, because 7 of Pentacles is right here on this back side, when that 7 of 3s is right in here. And we talked about that 7 of 3s. We talked about that 7 of Pentacles. We talked about the consequences there. And he has to admit what he's done. He has to be willing to admit the failure and to invest in never behaving like that again, because he knows that he will lose her. He knows that he already has to work his butt off in order to gain her respect back. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, but look at that. I'm willing to change, and I want to have a new change with you. I want to have a new start. Look at, there's this fence, and he's meeting her in order to communicate. Come meet me at our spa, I heard. Come meet me at our spa, or let me come to you. I don't care. I'm going to sit outside your door if I have to for you to talk to me. That sounds kind of stalkerish, but it's more of just what he's saying telepathically. Meet me at the door. Empress in Psalm 119 is the door, the passageway. Meet me on the inside here, telegraphically, telepathically, tele-emotionally. Anything of that, it's all mirroring now because of that justice that we saw that would come in after that wheel. And the justice is finally being restored to the original bodies that it came from. One more here. King of Wands, shut up. Yep, he's still not right side up yet, but when this can go the other way, this will go the other way, and he'll be able to come back home. and he'll be able to invest in and offer himself. The Fool right there. There's that Justice. Shut up. 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Yep. Thank you, Lord, for having my back. 6 of Wands. And that 4 of Pentacles. Ultimate victory on the inside to have it on the outside. No more overthinking it. I'm going to be able to invest in himself with the rightful justice that's coming to him. And therefore, he'll be able to invest in his own control to give to the Empress. 5 of Swords. There's that 5 of Swords right there. Let's see what the secret card is. The Devil. Shut up, Lord. Oh my God. See, I told you the devil was around when the snake's around. Oh my God, Lord. Oh my God. Yeah. God's going to take him. God's setting him free. Wow, Lord. You sneaky squirreled me. Take care. Wounds into light. Ew, you guys, that card was there the whole time.